be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs, and we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. You know how people say it's not about whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Well, I'll tell you right now, playing the size game with Justin Rodriguez is something you don't want to do or be any part of right now, because you're probably taking an L there no matter how you try to play it. In Justin's latest Olympia update, he said that he was 293 pounds and getting better every day. Up to this point in the year, it's a safe bet to say that this is the best version of Justin that we've ever seen. He's brought himself up to the point where he's a legitimate threat to be a top 10 contender now. So as long as he doesn't end up sacrificing conditioning for the sake of coming in bigger, he's going to give people some serious problems. Now, if Justin Rodriguez is playing the size game, Breon Ansley is doing whatever the opposite is for his Olympia prep this year. In one of the most recent updates, Breon said that he was somewhere in the neighborhood of 198 pounds, which is 17 pounds less than he was at the same point last year when he weighed around 215. The difference between last year's version of Breon to what we see today is almost like night and day, because keeping his weight lower really seems to highlight some of his structural gifts. For a two-time Olympia champion to be willing to completely shift gears like this should tell you something about how bad he wants the title back. And if the new Breon ends up being better than the old Breon, then we might have ourselves a new champion. This is an interesting time in women's physique for a lot of different reasons, but one of the main things that makes this division so fascinating is the way we're always seeing new talent bubble up to the surface. And looking down the road, one of the people you might want to keep an eye on is 2020 North American champ Kyla Mann. According to Kayla, her goal heading into the offseason was to do whatever she had to do to add more density to her look so that she can come in and be ready to make an impact when she makes her debut at the St. Louis Pro. Outside of a select group at the top, we see a lot of parity in the division, which opens up space for so many athletes to make a name for themselves throughout the season. So if Kayla can deliver the goods, she'll have an opportunity to make a splash from day one. Now that we're only a few days away from the Chicago Pro, the question on everyone's mind as far as the 212 division is concerned is whether or not anyone there will be able to stop Keone Pearson. Over the last few days, we've seen a handful of photos and videos filtering out of Keone's camp. Pretty much everything they're showing you makes this feel like a coronation, which feels weird to say because he won the show last year too. But for whatever reason, this year feels different. The momentum behind Keone makes him feel like a juggernaut who's about to blow through everyone all the way to the Olympia stage, where he'll be running headfirst into another army of guys who are also juggernauts in their own right. But if it does go down that way and he ends up steamrolling everyone this weekend, get ready for the hype machine to shift into overdrive, because that's what's about to happen. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.